First thing I found is find something you really like to do, something you're passionate about. I'm really lucky. When I first had to give up full-time work, I decided that if I was going to work somewhere, probably be a computer involved, and I never even looked at a computer, let alone. So I got sent along to TAFE by Centrelink to do a course, and probably within the first 15 minutes I realised that I just absolutely loved this, and just kept going and going and going. And when I finally got a proper diagnosis of what was wrong with me and could get medicated properly, I got my own business up and running. It was just probably literally overnight when I was diagnosed. Before that, I was a little, I found it very difficult, very tiring to concentrate, do anything. And once I got the correct diagnosis and something that I was passionate about, not a lot of people can say that their hobby and their work are one and the same. And yeah, it's just because I love it so much, I wouldn't actually say it was a job. It's a pleasure to work. But you know, there's times where you're tired and you have to maybe push yourself. But what I would say is don't over push yourself. Just do what you can when you can, and then you'll find that you're wanting to do it. If you push yourself to do stuff, you end up becoming bored with it, scared about doing stuff, and that. So yeah. Really, it's a case of knowing your limits with that as well. When my kids were little, my disability came about before the kids were born, so the kids understand. But one of the good things about, like with grandchildren, they don't, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't know about Poppy's disability. They don't see if Poppy's in pain. If they want Poppy to do something, they just ask, you know. And not that you push yourself, but sometimes having a grandchild like that, you do things, you want to go out and be with them and do that sort of thing. It was the same when the kids were little. You are careful, you know, things like he'll drop something and ask you to pick it up. No, you have a gentle talk to him and tell him Poppy's too sore, can you pick it up for Poppy? And they do, they understand. He actually now understands, you know, because he's grown up with the way I am. He just, yeah, he'll come over and rub my back and say, Poppy's sore back, and rub it, and it's all better now. But yeah, no, look, they're just as good as a drug. They really are. You know, they take your mind off your pain. Not that you think about your pain all the time, but if you think, oh, we're going to go and do this, but you know, pain's a bit worse today, but you don't push yourself to do it, but you make a bit more effort to do it. And yeah, it's just, like I said, they're just like another drug. You know, they really are a drug that doesn't have any side effects. Look, I think with a marriage with, you know, one person with a disability, I think the best thing you can do is compromise. When I first had to give up work and Sue had to do more, you know, go more out working, I found that I would do the cooking, and I still do the cooking. I love cooking, so that was another bonus. Do the things that you're able to do, and you know, take the pressure off the other person. Don't just sit around and say, you know, look, I'm in too much pain today, I don't feel like cooking. And I do have those days, so we'll have something easy. You know, a toasted sandwich for tea, something like that. Just try and work together and compromise, and with that your partner wants to work with you rather than feel like they're a burden. And yes, you do feel like that, especially like, for instance, when Sue mows the lawn and that sort of thing. I can't do it. I can't even start the mower and that for her. But yeah, just working as a partnership is the best way to do it. You know, that way everybody has their they're chores, if you get what I mean. And yeah, just, you know, some days I feel I'm able to do more and that sort of, and that, but yeah, it works in well when you work together. And I think that's the main thing, just working together and work out what you can do and what your partner can do for you, rather than, you know, oh, that's my job, you know, I have to do it, or, you know, if you do it for me, you know, I'll be eternally grateful. In that, if you work as a partnership, it's fantastic, you know, it works.